Hey, welcome to my channel. I talk about crochet, knitting, ADHD, books, politics, things like that. And today I'm sitting in my home office. I work from home most of the time. I spend a lot of time in here, and because it's a new house, I haven't really done anything to this room at all, and I don't have a lot of energy. I'm not going to be painting things. I'm not going to be taking down these really ugly curtains. I'm not even changing out the lampshade at the minute. But I do want to have a few little bits and pieces in here that when I look at them, they make me happy. And I want them to be a bit themed, so it's not just like random stuff. Like I've got the Idols poster, which is a bit bleak, and also gets hidden by my standing desk a lot of the time. I've got this very bright cushion. The you know the walls are grey, the desk is brown, the legs are black, there's some white furniture in here. It's all very random. So I decided to pick a few colours. So I have chosen green, pink, and red. So it's not going to be a lot of, it sounds like a lot of colours, but it's not going to be a lot. And I'm focusing on things that I can make quickly and that are just going to kind of make me feel a bit more like settled in here, and maybe even like I have the energy to say build a bookcase or unpack some more boxes or something. And I feel a little bit like I've slightly bullied myself into making this video because I wasn't going to start it until the weekend. But I started thinking about what I wanted to make, and I'm going to make a tapestry for the wall, these coasters, the flower coasters, and I'm going to make some kind of plant hanger because I've got all these trailing plants which I've been propagating and are ready to be potted out. So I'm either going to have like an actual plant pot on my desk or might have a hanging one. But it was the tapestry that I got really, really excited about. It's C2C. It's this beautiful blackbird tapestry. I love it so much. I love that it looks like quite an old traditional composition, but it's kind of like, because of the C2C, it's just really blocky. And I love the colors. And yeah, just can't wait to make it. And when I say can't wait to make it, I didn't wait to make it. So I wanted to do a thing of showing you the colors I've bought and talking about like how I'm trying to tie all the different colors of this room together and bring a bit of brightness into it, but also not make it really overwhelming. And instead, I bought all of the cotton I need to make this tapestry. And I just started work on it on the bus home. And I've not done C2C before, and doing it on the bus, not easy. Used up quite a lot of data on my phone looking at videos for it and everything, but I just really wanted to get it started. And I was thinking, oh, I'll do a tiny bit, but there'll still be loads to work on. No, done about a third of it. So this is what it looks like at the minute. You can see I've done the bird's head. I'm finishing off the beak. We're about to start doing the plants, and it's not fantastic, but it's my first attempt. I don't like the way I'm doing the color changes. I followed the advice in the pattern, which was to do the change in the slip stitch on the wrong side and then do it in the first yarn over on the right side. And it is granny stitch basically. It's just clusters of 3. So I've done loads of color changes like that. I felt pretty confident, but either I misunderstood the pattern or there's an error in the pattern or something's gone wrong, because like you can kind of see it with the eye, the way there's like this trailing stitch, and I'm hopeful that when I weave in all the ends I can tidy it up a bit. But yeah, overall really happy with it. Really like my color choices for it. I didn't do the beige background, even though I actually love the beige background, because there's already so many colors in this room. Like I said, there's gray, white, brown, black, 3 different shades of gray actually, and it's a lot. But yeah, I think all the things I'm going to make are going to have a bit of black and white in, just to kind of tie it all together a bit more. I really want to make the sad, grumpy frog, like the Japanese sketch. So I might make that if I finish all of the other stuff before the weekend, which it honestly looks like I'm going to. Like I've been like racing ahead with this. And if I get a bit of time, I might also do a headrest for this chair. It's a fine chair. I've got some like crochet on the arms because it used to be next to a wall and bang into the wall, and it's not there anymore, so I could take that off and do those nicer. But I'm also reluctant to commit to a really big project at the minute. Like I kind of want to keep it manageable, but we'll see how we go. It's what day is it? It's Tuesday now. I'm gonna work on this stuff until Saturday. No, I'm gonna work on it until Sunday, I think. And just see how much of it I get done, and I will do some little check-ins to let you know how my progress is coming along. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for other things that are easy, quick, manageable, nice little things I can make to make this room a bit nicer without putting a massive burden on myself of like, okay, but to display it, I need to like build a bookcase or whatever, I would appreciate that. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye. It's Wednesday. This is how my progress on the bird is going. So no progress at all because I realized somewhere I had missed a stitch, and instead of having 25 blocks like I should have had, I had 24. So I had to pull it back. And part of me is genuinely thinking, should I pull the entire thing back? Because I have also realized that shock and horror, it wasn't the pattern that was wrong about how to do color changes. It was me. So as you can see here, there's like a little bit of a tail coming from my color changes. And that's because I realized when I was doing onto the next block, if it carried on in that color, I was just doing a slip stitch. Every time I did a color change, I was managing to do a single crochet instead of a slip stitch, which shouldn't have made that much difference, but really did. I'm probably not going to go back. What I am going to try and do, I think, is when I weave in all the ends, just try and correct this a little bit, you know, do a couple of extra stitches because I've come this far. I don't want to, part of me is like, if I look at this every day, I'm going to notice, but another part of me is like, I don't want to get stuck in a perfectionist moment with this. You know, I just want to do the first one. There are 4 banners in this series. I will do others in the future. I don't mind if there are a few little errors with this one. I want to get it finished this week. That said, just love it so much. So much. That said, I'm not doing any more on this right now because I need a little break. But what I have done instead is start on the coasters. So here's the first one. I've gone for darker going out to light, which I always feel, especially when you're working with pink, is tripping over into is this a boob territory, but I think it's working out. Next, I'm going to try doing the green center with the pale pink, and then maybe this pink. And also what I want to try and do, if I can be bothered and if it looks good, is to do maybe like a little leaf in the green. I know at the minute it's not really very clear how this fits with this, but as it's the same red, and most of the second half of this is going to be this kind of coral color and then this green for the stalk. So I promise it's all coming together. What I'm going to do today is carry on with this. I want to do 3. So I've got my water glass, my coffee mug, and my second coffee mug, or you know, the extra water glass I forget to take downstairs. Basically, I want 3. And I'm kind of trying to do, sorry, my dog's just being really, really distracting. It's like she's had her dinner and she's rewarding me by just like being chaotic. What's my plan for the rest of the day? I'm gonna finish weaving the ends on this, finish doing this one. Part of me is, so what I'm trying to do for like a theme is a kind of like naturey theme, but I don't want it to be soothing. I want it to be like, because I don't need to be soothed at my desk. I need to be more focused and more awake, and bright color things help me do that. I've got the plants I want to do, but I'm starting to think maybe instead I might focus on either doing I really kind of do want to start on my chair, and I'm going to come up with a cover for it that I can actually remove in the future. But I also might look into maybe doing like a kind of a laptop mat, you know how some people do the keyboard mats, or a kind of desk tidy type thing, like a little pot to put pens and stuff in. I'm still kind of going back and forth on that one. I think I need distractions from the tapestry for now so I don't get cross with like having to pull back quite a bit of it, but I also don't want to get so distracted by it that I stop doing it completely. And I do quite like the idea of having loads of these motifs and crocheting them together, because then the black would be showing through behind them, the black of the chair, but it would be bringing all those colors together. And then if I'm in a super serious meeting where it's like, okay, yeah, I don't want like flowers around my head while I'm talking about this, I can just like pull it off the chair. Gonna carry on watching the skateboarding finals for the Olympics because I didn't think I was that into skateboarding, and then just watching it, I'm just like, it's amazing. Like heart in mouth, adrenaline going. Like, it's just amazing what they're doing. I'm really, really loving it. We're going to keep watching that and doing the most sedate hobby possible as a contrast. All right, I will check back in with you tomorrow. Bye. Hiya, it's Thursday and I've got another update for you. So first of all, you remember coasters I started? Well, this is the second one I did, which I did slightly without referring to the original pattern, and it is a bit more kind of wavy with the petals than this one. I think it's probably going to block out. But I like the colours. I'm trying to think of a way to have the green and the red in the same flower without it either looking just a bit random or like it's like the green is meant to look like leaves, but it doesn't. So I'm thinking at the minute of maybe having, I haven't thought it, I haven't actually worked it out yet. I don't know why I thought I had, but yeah, these are the two coasters. This one's slightly smaller, but like I said, going to give them a block. Maybe that'll help. Maybe I should actually read the pattern again. Who knows? So that's the coasters. And then on the tapestry, look how much I've done. I finished the bird. And I've started weaving in the ends. I've been doing it like do a row and then weave in 10 ends. And yeah, I mean, I really like that the kind of the willow reeds are starting to come in. It's going to be quite big. And part of me wants to just do more tapestries, like do an actual small one to go with it. And with these colors, I think I could do like a really cute small like toadstool or something, or little potted plant. So yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I also want to make my plan for tomorrow is by the time I check in with you next, I want to have done the extra coaster. So I've got 3, and I'd quite like to have finished the tapestry. But what about the third thing I was going to make? So despite the fact that my last video, I was talking about how I feel like there's a lot of squares in crochet, and I feel like we could do cool things with other shapes. And also I'm not a fan of lace because it's everywhere. I have done a lacy square. So it's from a pattern called Mexican Flags that I will link in the description. I really love it, like the little sunburst. I think this is what it looks like on the actual Mexican flag. It's like whenever my dog hears my recording voice, she's like, action stations, what is going on? How am I involved? What if I was to frantically pace for a while? But yeah, so I'm doing this. I am enjoying it. And part of me is thinking, could I make a few of these in the colors of this tapestry and have them on my chair? Like the black would still be showing through, but in the different colors to tie it all together. And I'm really enjoying this pattern. Like I actually had to do double crochet together for this one, which I've not had to do before. And then immediately and was kind of thinking like, wow, this is such a random stitch. Immediately need to do treble together for this one. So part of me is like, do I want something that's so lacy and is going to be tagging, you know, like, but then it's like, I don't have buttons on my back. I don't really have anything I think is going to get caught in it. I think it could look really stunning. Am I going to do enough by the end of the week? Because I want to, like, okay, so the reason I'm doing squares is because I want it to be something that every now and then I can just add a square to it. Like, I don't want it to be like I start working on the chair cover and I can only use it once it is fully finished because it's a big chair. So, you know, I could set myself a target if I want to do enough squares to cover the headrest by the end of the week. But then I could also do some more tapestries, but then I could also do a desk rug. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've got my aim of doing the extra coaster, finishing off the Blackbird tapestry, and then I think I'm just gonna go on vibes of like, what do I fancy doing? If I find a cool rug for like a pattern for a desk rug, I'll do that. If I don't, I'll do some more of these. And if I'm not enjoying that, I'll do some more small tapestries. I have pretty much moved on from the idea of the plant cover because partly I like the idea of this project being all centered on my desk, and also I haven't bothered to actually buy the pots I need for the plants. So I'd have to like go and do extra shopping for this. But yeah, I'm gonna catch up with the women's lead climbing for the Olympics. I was thinking like, and try and finish off this. I really love the lead climbing because I used to do quite a bit of bouldering myself, and I feel like it looks like safe bouldering to me. Like obviously it's really difficult and ridiculous, and if I saw any of these problems at a bouldering wall, I'd be like, yep, absolutely cannot do that. But I never really liked the bits of the bouldering problems, like that's what the roots are called, where people are like having to fling themselves around, and the line climbing is much more kind of like slowly move from one position to the other. So I find it quite mesmerizing to watch. But yeah, gonna get on with that. Chat to you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, it's Saturday morning. I was gonna do an update for Friday, but Friday was one of those days where you just kind of have to keep plugging away at stuff and you don't actually feel like you're getting a lot done. And I was also just doing other things like working, went blackberry picking, made a blackberry crumble. It was adequate. But I do have stuff to update on. This is where I've got to. So once again, I've not done another coaster. I have decided what the colours are going to be for the third coaster. So I pretty much finished the wall hanging. So here's a little blackbird. I'm super proud of this. This is my first C2C piece. Like this pretty much here is the first time I did C2C stitch. And I don't think my colour changes are always fantastic. And I kind of wish I'd made its little feet yellow, because in the UK at least, blackbird's feet are yellow. So in my head, even though I know it's meant to be a blackbird and maybe it's like a North American blackbird, to me it's more of a crow. Actually, I don't know if it would be a crow because the red wing. Basically, kind of wish I'd done its feet yellow, but other than that, really, really happy with it. Love the way the reeds have come out. Love the bit at the bottom. It was also quite satisfying to do towards the end because it was getting smaller and smaller, like the rows are getting shorter and shorter. And I feel like you can kind of see now why I wanted these colours. Like there's a lot more of them coming through. So I need to work out what I'm doing for the top. Like I need to finish weaving in the ends. And it's bigger than I thought it would be. I thought I was going to have a little thing that could sit like here, like above the poster. And then like it wouldn't matter if I had my standing desk up and my laptop open, I could still see it. This is definitely too big for that. Oh, you can see the back here as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to hang it to the side, and I kind of want to make another small thing to go up on that hook in the middle so I always see it. And I have some ideas for it, but I don't think I'm going to get them done this week. I think I'm going to hold off for now because my wrist is starting to kind of like hurt a little bit, which it never has done before with crochet. And I think setting myself this deadline has been good in that I don't find things like this particularly interesting to make, but I like having them. So it was good to kind of be like, no, I'm going to push through and finish that. I think this would have taken me a few months to finish, to be honest, if I hadn't been like, I want to kind of get it done this week. But I think pushing myself to do another little tapestry or something is just not going to be good for my wrist. And I have been working on the squares. Last update I did, I had this one done, and now, oh my gosh, so many more squares. Well, 3. I've got 3 squares, and I'm working on the 4th in this green. I really love the way all these colors go together, and obviously with the blackbird tapestry, there's a lot of black in it. There's also a lot of black in my room. Like I am still going to have the idols posted somewhere, but I'm going to try and get a proper frame for it. There's black on the desk, there's black on the chair, and with the chair, I was looking at what other creators have done in terms of covering a chair, and I feel like a lot of them, you can still see the color of the chair coming through, or they seem to be kind of beating themselves up because you can still see the color of the chair. And I kind of just want to make it a bit of a feature for mine that you can see it. So, and then this guy, and then I think for now I'm aiming just to get this bit covered, and I want it to be something that I can pick off quite easily and put back on quite easily in case I'm in a situation where I'm like, a crochet headrest is not the vibe I'm going for with this work call. Originally I was thinking I would just do the entire thing in squares, and now I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, because as you can see it's kind of, I probably could wrap a square around it, but then I feel like the top would be a bit bunched up. Like what I'm thinking is of maybe just doing a granny stitch type thing around the edges. So I would have the squares here, squares on the back, and then granny stitch connecting them. I'm going to finish the green one and then kind of pin them in place on the chair and see how it all looks. My plan is whatever extra things I get done today, like I want to do another coaster with an orange center. And obviously I want to finish in weaving all the ends on the tapestry, and I want to do the green square for the headrest. And my plan is that whatever new stuff I start today, I'm going to try and finish. And then tomorrow, Sunday, is going to be the day where I just try and like assemble everything. So it's actually like I'd like to log into work on Monday and have my whole little new desk set up and not have stuff I still need to do. So for example, I need to find a way that I'm going to hang this. I need to actually attach these to the chair, stuff like that. But yeah, pretty pleased with the progress I've been making. Also, I feel like I've been doing so much of it because of how engaged I've been with the Olympics this year. I can't remember if I've said before, but previous years, my main interest in the Olympics has been, what's Tom Daley making this year? Like that's been it basically. And I think this year I've been getting a bit more into it in the last few Olympics because they've been bringing in the new sports. Like, I was talking about the skateboarding. I've been loving the BMXing. I watched a bit of the breaking as well. I think it's such a shame that's not going to be happening in the Los Angeles Olympics because it's such a different type of sport. It's just such a different way of that people are moving their bodies. It's fun. It's got slightly better music than you normally get with the Olympics. Bear in mind, like half of the kind of big, amazing moments of these Olympics have been soundtracked to like Dancing Queen by ABBA. I mean, I don't hate the idea of pop music being closer to the Olympics, and I have loved seeing Snoop Dogg turning up and stuff, but like I don't necessarily feel it's the most, you've got the commentators trying to build this amazing narrative of like this person, they kind of came back year after year. This is like their last Olympics, and now they've finally done it. They've fought for this, and we've been there with them, and they finally got their gold. And it's just like Katy Perry firework playing in the background, which is actually more appropriate than most of the music that's been playing. It's been more likely to be like California Girl playing in the background. Yeah. So it's just been very like, I like the way that the opening ceremony had all the dancing and all the music with that. I love that we've got breaking in this Olympics, and I love the idea of music being more involved in sport, but I feel better song choices could be made. Anyway, getting very, very off topic with this one. Basically, I think because I've been watching so much of the Olympics, and particularly the climbing finals, because it's pretty much the only sport that I've ever seen in the Olympics where I've actually done it. Like I used to boulder quite a lot, and watching the women's finals today was amazing. I finished the tapestry. I did like 3 squares. It was very like, it's a very good thing to have on in the background. And generally sporting competitions don't really, like, I'll have them on if someone else is watching, but I won't turn them on myself. Whereas this year, with a lot of the kind of newer sports that are coming into the Olympics, I've been watching a lot of them, and that's how I've got so much of this done. At the same time, it's rare for my wrist to hurt at all when I crochet. Like I do knit and crochet a lot, but I take very big breaks in between. And then recently, I think I've not been taking as many breaks, and I've completely fallen out the habit of doing yoga and stuff, which I think was really, really good for my wrists. And just generally, I haven't been treating them with the care I should have. And I want to take a little bit of a break after this and do stuff that is a bit more kind of do a bit here, do a bit there, rather than sitting for hours and hours and hours working on one thing. All of that said, I've got my intentions for today. That I don't think there's any more Olympic stuff on that I'm going to be like really into watching. So going to go for a walk in the woods with my dog. Going to do the little bits and pieces to finish stuff up, but mainly just going to set myself up so that tomorrow anything that I want to block has been blocked, all the ends have been weaved in, all the different components have been made, and it's more about just assembling things. But yeah, thanks for hanging around. Chat to you tomorrow. I think I'm finished for now. I want to do something about this blue box, which is what I keep my laptop on, because the turquoise and the white aren't really fitting with my theme, but got the coasters, which are the same colors as are in the tapestry, which I'm super, super proud of, which are also the same colors as in the chair. With the chair, I was originally going to have this as the front, but then it kind of felt a bit like they were eyes. I know it's a bit stretched out, but I don't really care. I just attached them using crochet, because that way I can, if I ever want to use the squares for something else, I can just take them apart quite easily. This is just a couple of lines of granny stitch. I've already started making some more squares because it's just a really good project to do while I'm in meetings and stuff. So my idea would be to have them slightly off center. Yeah, and just slowly cover the chair. I'm kind of aiming for 1 square a day. I've almost got another 5 because it takes 5 to go round, so almost ready to do the next round. Want to replace these horrible grey armrests because I've realised I do still need a bit of cushioning because this keeps banging off that, but I just obviously, like, I did these like years and years ago. They need to be updated. They probably need to be done in slightly harder wearing fabric as well rather than acrylic. I think my next plans for this, which are not going to happen anytime soon, is do the desk mat, probably just buy a laptop stand and then do some crochet to cover it rather than keep using this, because, you know, it'd be nice to keep stuff in this. Love the tapestry so much. Can't believe that I managed to, like, this is my first bit of C2C, which I know earlier on I was saying, oh, it's super easy, it's just like granny stitch, but it's not easy, or it wasn't easy for me. And I'm actually, there's a fair coming up for crochet and I kind of want to put this in just because I'm so pleased with it. For the cord, I just did single crochet chain and it's detachable. It is a bit of a theme of this project that I'm trying to make everything detachable so I can use it elsewhere, but just if I ever want to have like a longer string on the tapestry, or a longer string basically, I can just take it off quite easily. Anything else? I feel like visually this isn't a very impressive collection, but considering just how bland and boring it was before, and I actually am really I'm already spending more time at my desk now, whereas before I was like taking my work laptop and just working in like in the front room or in the garden or something, just because I wasn't enjoying being here. And I think that the very temporary nature of everything about this setup was making me feel more displaced than I was. Like, this is like, it's a long-term house. I want to be here for a long time and I can take my time to make it my own. But it was also like, yeah, okay, I do need a few things around me that remind me that, you know, that make me happy, that are bright colors, that feel like me rather than furnishings we've inherited from someone else. And yeah, it's just been really nice to work on, and it's actually inspired me to do some other bits and pieces in here, which I will do future videos on. Still haven't taken down the hideous grey curtains, but that's a very far off project, I think. And that's it, I think. The only last thing for me is to remind you that the Paralympics start next week. So get ready and excited for that, because they're amazing athletes. It's just as much drama and athletic prowess as in the normal Olympics. I feel like normal is such a loaded word here, but yeah, like the main Olympics, I guess. Paralympics are amazing as well, and they don't get as many viewing figures, which I think is partly just because people get Olympic fatigue, but it's also just that people don't realize how amazing they are. So definitely make some time to watch them. Yeah, just thanks for coming on this journey with me. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Bye.